David Eason is currently seeking custody of the daughter that he shares with Jenelle Evans. Her name is Ensley, in case he forgot, seeing as he has had no contact with her for the past year or so. He's not only just seeking custody of Ensley, he's actually seeking child support from Jenelle Evans as well. Shout out to the Ashley's Reality Roundup for breaking this story. Somehow, some way, this guy actually found a lawyer to work on contingency for him. I still do not understand why or how, but okay. I don't think that lawyer is going to be seeing the money ever. I think that lawyer is going to be suing him and still not seeing the money, because you're suing a person that doesn't even work, a person that doesn't have any assets. You're betting big on this guy, and we all know he's not good. He's not good for it. But okay, if this is how you want to spend your time, lawyer, go ahead. Anyway, according to the Ashley's Reality Roundup, David has admitted that he hasn't had any sort of contact with his daughter Ensley in over a year. The last time that he had any contact with her was in February of 2024. He's saying that it's not his fault, though. According to David, it's Jenelle's fault, because she got a domestic violence protection order against him, and she filed one on behalf of her daughter as well. David is claiming that despite this order, he should have custody of their daughter, Ensley, because he is the one that took care of their daughter when they were living together. He said that he was doing the day-to-day parenting, all that stuff. Listen, we all know Jenelle's lazy. We all know Jenelle is glued to her phone at all times. And it did appear as though when she was with David, as terrible as he was, they did start doing a lot more activities and going out. It still wasn't as much as you would hope for children, right? But they did start doing more, especially when he got that boat and whatnot. So he says that he was doing the cooking, he was doing the cleaning, everything for Ensley, in addition to Jenelle's other children, Kaiser and Jace. The direct quote that was in the lawsuit reads, and I quote, "David has been the primary caregiver of the minor child Ensley and the other minor children living in the marital home, and was the one responsible for caring for the children, getting the children ready for school, feeding the children, completing homework, etc. David has been the one responsible for the minor child's daily needs. David Eason was the one responsible for ensuring the minor child Ensley was dressed, fed, and ready for school, and almost always transported the minor child Ensley to school and her extracurricular activities." Listen, in Jenelle's breakup with August, he is saying the same thing. And he has shown proof of some of these text messages about how, despite the fact they were only dating for a couple of months, thank you, Angela, nice to have you here. Despite the fact that they were dating for a couple of months, he said that Jenelle was deferring parent-teacher interviews, texts and calls from the school to him as if he were these children's father. So if she was doing that with August after a couple of months, is it really surprising, the idea that she would have been doing that with David, who she was with for 6-7 years or something like that? Not really. Not really. Not really. Hey, Kate, thanks for joining us. Hey, Rosanne. Nice to see you. Good morning. Thank y'all so much for joining us for the morning report. Summer Breeze, when it comes to King Charles, she's like, how do you feel sorry? You know what? I know their family is a mess, but still just, it sucks to hear about anybody getting sick. Rosanne says, good luck to him. He's blessed to have seen 76. Exactly. It's not looking great, but you know what? He's lived a wonderful, long life. And you know what? Thank you for bringing this up, keeping up with KP. Even though David is blaming his lack of contact with his daughter in over a year on Jenelle Evans, it is looking more like the reason that he's not seen his daughter is actually because he has not submitted to a psychological evaluation that he was ordered to undergo last year in order to have supervised visitation with Ensley. So how do you explain to the judge that you want custody of this child that you haven't had any kind of contact with in over a year, the child that you could have had contact with if you had just submitted to a psychological evaluation? What is going to be his excuse when they ask him why he hasn't done the psych eval in order to see his daughter? Sammy says David shouldn't have full custody of Ensley. Men always do this crap like Jeezy did to Jeannie. They go after the kid to hurt you. I agree with visitations, but not to live with him. right? You see so many instances of this controlling behavior for sure. Good morning, Mary. Thank you for joining us. Kelly says, I'm thoroughly disgusted, but not surprised in the least by these two, right? Keeping up says the only statement of David's, I believe, right? FBI, black SUV, open up. And you got the FBI dog too. Agree. The only way that I think he would not be awarded full custody would be if he was charged with DV from Jace. Listen, unfortunately for these kids, it's not looking good, no matter which parents, gets them. Unfortunately, these two people are a mess. So there really is no winning one way or the other. So sorry to the judges and the lawyers stuck dealing with this mess. It must be really sad to see what the two options here are. It's bad or worse, right? Very, very, very sad stuff. Truly, I feel so sad. I feel so badly for these children. Kel says David shouldn't be around children or animals. Exactly. And although Jenelle is negligent in her own right and in her own ways, I think she's better than David, right? She's not running around killing animals in front of her children, doing all this other weird stuff. She does do weird stuff, but not like that kind of weird stuff, different kind of weird stuff. Good morning, Vivian. Nice to see you. Thank you for being a member. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, Courtney. Courtney says, court won't care about the J stuff. Lawyers will say it's irrelevant. Yeah, that's true too. Thank you for bringing us back to focus on that. It is true. At the end of the day, it's about Ensley because he's not fighting for any kind of custody for Jace, despite all the issues that he's got with Jace. Speaking of, where's the update on the strangulation case? I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look that up after I do this this episode. Okay, you guys, because it has been a while and he was supposed to have been back in court like a couple of months ago, but I never really heard an update about that. Steph says, Jenelle is living her best life, huh? Must be nice, right? She's living like, and that's the thing about Jenelle. All Jenelle does is doctor shop for pills or whatever it is that she's looking for right now. And it's sad. It really, really is.